Hey everybody, hope you all doing well and enjoying the Christmas season and everything that comes with that, all the craziness, but also the memories and the good times. So I hope you all with family and you're enjoying that. I'm here in Texas, freezing my butt off. It's like in the 30s, um, and yeah, I just thinking about the last couple weeks, smoking a cigar and thinking about what I've done. It's been really crazy, and I found myself in a little bit of a funk. And you sometimes you it sneaks up on you. You know, you just don't realize it's coming, but the stress and work and everything can get to you. You don't know kind of what to do and how to package all that, so you get in a funk. And you just you can spiral and you can eat too much. That's what I usually end up doing. Is just raiding the fridge. But yeah. Last couple weeks I've just been honestly in a funk, and we can always think like, why me, or this is as bad as it'll ever get. And the truth is, it is nowhere close to that. Not yet, anyways. Now, I was thinking about Paul as he was imprisoned, getting ready to be beheaded. I mean, to me, that's nightmare fuel. I don't like situations that are hopeless. I don't like that. It's probably one of my greatest fears is being hopeless. A situation I can't escape. And we all will have to face that. Well, in our own way, we'll have to face a situation that we can't escape. I think Russ Cole in the True Detective series talks about your own crucifixion. There's a time where you have to face the worst, what you think is the worst, at least. I mean, what I think is the worst is nowhere clear, nowhere near what someone else has to face. Our problems seem pretty big in the moment because we haven't had to solve them before. So, um, yeah. But Russ Cole in True Detective talks about your own crucifixion and talking about having to face that and face that situation that's inescapable and walk into it and greet it. And we think I've learned a lot or heard a lot about courage and bravery when I was younger, but you don't appreciate it until you get older. That type of bravery, I guess, because you feel invincible when you're younger, and you're like, oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll pick that up or lift that or chase that down, and you don't realize that life is precious. And I guess it's not always being in fear, but you just see people lose their lives. Young people lose their lives, old people lose their lives, people with potential, people who had stories. So you think, you know, you realize how that could easily be you, and you're not in the driver's seat to your story all the time. There's other people who think they're in the driver's seat too. But anyways, um, yeah, I was thinking about that, thinking about facing your own crucifixion, facing the thing you hate the most. And Paul was in prison, and he knew there was nothing he could do. There was nothing he could do to save his physical body. But he knew what he had was more than that. He had a spiritual connection with God. And so he was writing letters to the churches, all the churches he started, and was nurturing. He was writing letters to him and encouraging him, and writing to Timothy and encouraging him and giving him instruction and talking to the leaders of the churches. And he didn't waste his time thinking about, boo-hooing or saying, woe is me. He said, I've ran my race. This is it. I believe it was King Agrippa, probably. Agrippa. I don't know. I don't know how they say it, but some way. He was the one who beheaded Paul, who had him beheaded. He stood trial. But it makes me realize that I have a lot more growing to do, I guess, and that my priorities aren't as straight as I thought they were. I think constantly we think about, lately I've been thinking about me, and this whole video is about me. So there's that. But if I could tell myself something, it's just that Jesus said, you will know the truth and the truth will set you free. The truth that set Paul free was knowing that he had a relationship with God. He had something bigger than himself, that he was going to come out a victor in any situation because of his relationship with God. And if you don't have that focus, that priority on people in the gospel and sharing that to the people, then you're going to be lost. You're going to be lost, and you're going to be worrying about things and working for things that don't make any dang sense. And so, yeah, I mean, a lot of people probably already figured that out by now, but I'm figuring it out now that I'm just very caught up in what I'm doing. And I pray that God gives me an opportunity to, not just an opportunity, but the strength to continue, because there's opportunities. I already have opportunities, but he gives me the strength to continue on and be a better example, be a better person for the Lord, But yeah, that's one large culmination of things. But it comes down to the truth will set you free. We need a purpose. We need something to drive us forward, and if we don't have a purpose, we'll start doing dumb stuff, We'll start saying dumb stuff. We'll start being places we shouldn't be. We start rotting our brains on social media. And we have to have a destination. We have to have somewhere we're going. We have to have a purpose. Otherwise, we get caught up in all of it. But anyways, that's my 2 cents. If you can take anything from that and add it to whatever you're doing, it's going to help you in some way, yes. But anyways, thank you for watching the video, and hope you have a good one. Do well for nothing.